I don't know why, but when I sit in front of this smartphone camera, I change. I'm not me anymore. I become anxious and become not fluent enough with my English. That's why I dedicated an entire 7-day challenge of befriending the camera, of raising my camera confidence. And I utilized my trip I had over the last 3 weeks in Road City, Greece. It was wonderful. It was a great experience. And I seized my stay over there to challenge myself on different settings, indoors, outdoors, to befriend the camera, to feel a bit better in front of this object and share it with you so you can get motivated for your journey as a beginner creator in English. And you can see that if I can do it, you can do it too. So without further ado, let's jump into my first session on roads. So this is my first video after a prolonged time. Haven't recorded any video. I hope it won't be too weird. I get used to recording again after a long time. Here is my hotel room on my vacation. So far it's been great. Many nice beaches, historical sites. So what you should do after a prolonged time is simply just do it. Put your camera out there, even if you're fearful of the lenses, if your voice is a bit cracked, that doesn't matter. You just need to practice over and over again. This is what I'm doing now. You see me not in my great performance. Okay, so this is my second video in this series of 7 videos. Every day, one video. It's gonna be more a rumble vibes. I didn't plan actually what I'm going to speak about, which is, by the way, a key ingredient to speak more confidently in front of the camera. This is even more challenging, but just for today, I didn't plan one, and it is what it is. And I will try to improvise and speak something with even tiny value for you, so it won't be just one big rumble. And so I'm here in Greece. It's very hot and humid outside, 34 degrees, and it feels even more. So I don't travel during the day, and I plan to go to the beach, to an eastern beach in the Road City afternoon. But yeah, for now it's just a proper time to record the video inside. I don't know if you see the improvement from yesterday. It's very tiny improvement, if any. However, the practice does the job, right? If you put the reps every day, then you will see some progress. You will feel more comfortable. You'll feel more easygoing with the camera and feel more natural, feel more you. Because the camera, what it's doing to you is putting some pressure on you. As you can see, I'm still not that relaxed person as I am in real life. I don't know why. It's kind of a riddle for me why this small tiny object does so many effects on me physically and mentally, putting me in kind of a pressure. It's not a stage, it's just an object. The fact that I know there are people, you, behind these lenses maybe stress me out a bit. And it's very natural if you feel the same. It's very natural, and don't let it stop you from achieving your dreams and becoming a creator, even if it seems very far away dream at this point, which is, by the way, what I feel right now. I'm still using my smartphone. I'm getting comfortable with the camera. It's an ongoing process I'm working on. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This channel is dedicated to me exploring the camera, befriending it, and trying to improve my online presence in front of that lenses and be more natural, be more me. And instead of just giving some tips, I'm showing you myself, how I get improved or not. In the next video, I will try to improve that even more, because now I still with my kind of introvert vibe. So that was my ramble for today. Hopefully the next one will be more organized around a specific topic, and see you there. So in this particular video, I just want you to, first of all, listen to, I don't know how exactly it's called in Greek. And yeah, these are very loud insects that are familiar to everyone going to travel in Greece, and I don't know if you hear them, and they are very noisy. I use the directional microphone, so maybe you don't hear them. But anyways, let me just ramble about my travel here to Greece. I haven't traveled to Greece or Europe or actually any country in the last, listen carefully, 14 years. 14 years. That's a ton, and you might think I'm crazy, and maybe you are right. But the reason behind that is just when I tried, as I know myself, I always had some. In hindsight, I can tell that I always had something to pursue. Back in the day, I tried to be accepted to a doctoral degree in the UK. I hadn't succeeded to receive the full funding for that, so I let it down. And afterwards, I had projects at work, and I was project manager, back office executive, not something too interesting. Afterwards, of course, I tried to pursue these channels, and before that, my blogs that are already established. You can check it out in the description below. So 14 years not traveling the world isn't something to take for granted, I know. And the reason for that was I was always headed to pursue something, so I wasn't actually living in the moment as everyone else. I wanted to fly to some countries to relax and enjoy different culture and places, but I hadn't chance to do so because I was so focused on other things, and it just didn't feel important to me. That being said, this is a moment I decided 2 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago, that I'm gonna have a prolonged journey in Greece, here in Rhodes, and so far I enjoyed it very much. The beaches, Lindos, the White City, very touristic. I don't like that it was too much touristic, especially during summer, but yeah, it was very nice to refresh myself and connect with the locals. I learned some Greek even, speaking of languages, and of course spoken more English with the tourists, with the hosts. Everyone here is speaking English. You don't need the Greek language at all. And so what I'm trying to say is that this is connecting with the core thing in this channel, is doing something you are fearful about or neglected in your life even though you need it. So I always wanted to have this vacation, but I just didn't have time, and maybe I was afraid subconsciously from doing so. I don't know why, because it's a lot of arrangement and doing so alone. I'm single, so yeah, it demands from you some efforts to pack your things and go to the unknown. And so this kind of stuff, you just need to don't overthink it, do it and go for it. And you can never know what fun things you miss out if you just stay stagnant at home and don't do anything. And also it contributes to your being abroad, opens you up to other cultures, other vibes, as you can tell, and it's different. It fuels your creativity in a very different way than you would have had in your home space. This is the ramble for today, and hope to see you in my next ramble tomorrow. Hello from the northern eastern part, beautiful beach of Rhodes City. This is my first time here in this beach. Very nice because it's sandy, very different than the usual pebbles you find in other beaches in Rhodes, which are also beautiful, no doubt about that, but these are more cozy to walk in the water, which is something I'm gonna do right after this video. But before that, I wanted to share with you a very critical step you need to do in order to befriend the camera quicker. And that is recording yourself in the public space, in the beach, in the park, no matter. You can choose whatever is comfortable for you to start with. Here it's more challenging, you face with all around you. It's time to get back to the comfort zone, coming back to indoors with a proportion of recording myself outdoors in the public space when many people around me. That is more challenging, and then you get proportion when you come back. And I feel that proportion now. I feel a bit more me, a bit more natural in front of this object, right? The lenses. And this is what the channel is all about, is befriending the camera and also doing so in English. So I share some valuable tips on how to improve and maintain your spoken language as a non-native creator. And the two are contributing to each other. If you have a better spoken level of English, then you are more fluent and you are less thinking and bothered by the language itself, and you are more available to share your insight and tips or entertain the audience, whatever a channel is about, naturally, without any hesitation in between, right? On the other hand, if you are more natural and confident with the camera, then your English will become more fluent naturally, because language and confidence are tied together very closely. And if you feel better and you feel more natural and less fearful to speak, then you are more likely to pronounce what you want to pronounce correctly and come out with the right words, vocabulary to use it properly and in the right context. And yeah, so it's tied together, the two aspects, the level of your language and the level of confidence with the language and with the camera. Hi from the lovely city of Rhodes. I'm here in the northern part of the city where all the hotel, resort and the beautiful beaches are. And this is also where all the tourists are walking. All over the place around me are mostly tourists, no locals. Tourists, you know what? Who speak English, no matter whether they are from Germany, from Portugal, from Spain. Most of them, the majority of them, speak English very well. And the hosts here in the reception of the hotel, the service provider in the restaurants, the bus terminal, everywhere, they all know English pretty well. Now, this is your opportunity, and this is a very straightforward tip. So, from the balcony of my last hotel here on Road City, I'm recording the 7th video in this series of one video every day to improve my confidence level, befriending the camera and improving or at least maintaining my spoken level of English. And this so after a prolonged time. I haven't recorded any video in the last 2 months, and that was pretty challenging to face camera fears and being insecure. It's not exactly like bikes. When you say that you don't ride a bike for a long time, when you got on the bike, it comes back to you like that. With camera, it's not the same. It stays there, but if you don't record yourself for such a prolonged time, then it's pronounced. Insecurity is pronounced. Your doubts about yourself is pronounced. Being an imposter is pronounced. I devoted an entire video about that. I'm gonna shoot very soon. Where it's gonna be published, you will see it here in the card. And so you can do yourself this kind of challenges. It helps a lot to improve because you force yourself to record a video every day. Put yourself a structure, which is important when you are a solo creator and you don't have that structure like your fellow employees, friend, right? So it gives you a structure, a very strict structure, because every day it's not that possible every time, because especially if you are busy or even if you are traveling around, you want to do some attraction and you lose your energy about them. And so it's not easy, but if you have this structure for yourself, it helps you a ton. And I think the improvement comes gradually upon each video, each day. I don't know if you noticed, you can rewind the video a bit and see the differences. Maybe there are very tiny differences, and maybe there is no even one difference between the videos. Maybe there is an improvement and then going backwards with my level of confidence. And it's not a linear graph of becoming more confident with the camera. It's like something like that, right? And I think it's well seen in my series of videos. I still have my anxious mimics here and and there when you see my body go to different directions, that of course showcase that I'm still a bit not comfortable with the setting, and especially outside in the public space it's even more pronounced. But what shooting myself outside helped me is getting that proportion when I come back to my hotel and shooting videos there, even in the balcony, it doesn't matter. Even if it's outside, it's still considered indoors, and it's more my ideal vibe as an introverted creator. And now I get the proportion of the challenge of recording myself outdoors, and now it feels better than it used to be indoors beforehand. That is the magic of recording yourself outdoors. Even if it's not your ideal setting, you are not a vlogger or something like that, I can sum up that it was very challenging, especially at first, but the more I record myself, the more comfortable I become, and the more comfortable I become, I think the more easy for you, the watcher, the viewer, is to see my videos and to watch it all through. And I hope you took some value from this video to your journey as a beginner creator on YouTube or on other social platforms. And it's not easy, but it's so empowering to do so, to befriend the camera, even though it seems impossible when you start. And practicing abroad your English is also a very important step. I elaborate on that in this video. If you haven't watched already, it's part of the series. Just travel around, talk with other people in English, raise your English confidence, and at the same time record yourself as much as possible with your smartphone. Even you don't need to carry a fancy camera with you, especially abroad. It can be a hassle in the airport with the security. If you just carry your smartphone, which you are carrying with you anyways, you just take it out, you grab less attention in the public space, and it's easy to carry with you. And this is my advice, very straightforward. Just do it instead of overthinking it, both regarding speaking the language and recording yourself. With that in mind, subscribe to the channel. All the channel is devoted to me practicing and improving my confidence on camera and being a creator and struggling with all kind of sort of intimidating moments and hustles and thoughts that you come across as being creator. So I share these insights, life challenges. Subscribe for more of that, and hope to see you in my next one.